Wargamers, Spirit Warrior 40k coming at you today. So it's a weekly update. We're on number 6. Yeah. So yeah, let's get into it. So as you all know, I'm an Eldar player. So we have now the new Codex. Picked it up on Sunday down Dudley. Haven't read it all. I've just sort of been. I'm actually at work, so just flicking through some of the background info of the Eldar. I've read it all previously, but it's just a nice new book. You know, you got to go through it. And I've just sort of stuck some little flippy things on the units that I'll use. With my army, I think the sort of psychic power section, the stratagems and all that. So what I thought we'd do today, we'll just have a general chit chat about the Codex. As someone that's never bought a Codex before, what I expected, what I got, disappointments, if there were any, that kind of stuff. I thought we'd look at some of the stratagems. I'm not going to go into all of them, guys. There's plenty of videos out there that will do that for you. I thought that literally what we would do is go through the ones that I thought were half decent. Because a lot of the videos I've seen have gone, oh, this is rubbish, this is rubbish, this is rubbish. I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 that I would use. And to be fair, 2 of those I have crossed out, so 10 definites. I think when my army becomes what I want it to be, possibly the 12 would work. I want to talk about points cuts. I'm not even going to tell you how many points I've managed to save to steal, but we'll go into that. We'll talk about the additional units I'm going to put into my army for reasons based around what we've discussed in previous episodes. A little bit of a surprise, hopefully, fingers crossed, will happen in my next bat rep. We will discuss that. And then linked with that, I'm going to talk about the stratagems that I'm possibly going to use in that battle, because I know who I'm against and whatnot. So we'll see where that goes. So we'll dive in. Like I said, the Codex, 25 quid. I bought the cards with it as well, so it was 35. But it's nice. I'm not going to be showing all the Codex and stuff because I'm going to have to faff around with my camera and all that. But you can just look at my wonderfully sculpted face while we go through through just little bits. Like I said, I'm not going to go through tons of it. Artwork in it, as always, with Games Workshop is amazing. I think I do like this one. I will hold some of it up. This one here, I like the colours linked with it, and just the Thousand Suns. I think I have a pretty impressively colour schemed Chaos Army, and also you think Eldar are very psychic-y. Every single unit is linked to some sort of psychic. It reads in here. I've not made that up. Even a Guardian has some sort of psychic ability, from what I've read in here. I'm going up against Thousand Suns, which is a very, again, psychic-based army. I think it's quite a nice bit of artwork. And it does have another one somewhere, if I can flick to it very quickly, which I do like, but mainly because it is my army. We're going to get there quick enough. 2 seconds, guys, sorry. I should have it. There we are. Yeah. This one here. Yeah. Again, very nice. I just like the artwork. I think with the artwork as well is it's not just the full frontal stuff that you're seeing. It's all that background stuff. In this one you've got falcons and wave riders right at the back. You've got guardians right in the middle, right here. Hang on, let me see if I can show you. Right here. Where is it? There we are. This is right in the center of the page, but it's right in the background, and there's just stuff sort of going on, and that's what I like about the Games Workshop artwork. It just really gives you that sort of ability to sort of see a lot of detail. It goes into, like I said, all the background of the Eldar, the path of command, remnants of the fall, the birth of Celestial, that kind of stuff. goes a little bit into war hosts. Don't really pay much attention to that. Talks about the main 5 factions. Obviously, Yandon nicely in there. I like there's little pictures of on each section, and it gives you it tells you like a main character. So, like for example, this Yandon one, it's Tarvaril Kiadar, the spirit seer Zandon as a disciple of Iana Arindal. And obviously, in each faction, it gives you a little bit of detail. It's only 2 sentences, but it just gives you that little bit more fluff, and nicety and whatnot. So yeah, it goes into timelines, the doom of them, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then obviously it gives you all the interesting bits about the units and the breakdown. And yeah, and one of the things I like is I never read the Gathering Storm books. Just as I was getting into it, it's probably a good time to get into it because obviously it shows you quite a lot with the Eldar for myself and that coming towards the new edition and whatnot. But it does give you in the book like only a paragraph, but that little bit of extra stuff to tell you what's happened. Like I mean, where's Uriel, for example? This is a spoiler, so if you don't want to spoil about Uriel, just pause for like 3 minutes. No, not even that long, 30 seconds. So obviously, Uriel died in the Gathering Storm, fighting a demon, demon prince, Gargagaglaw. That one, yeah. It tells you about that, and then how we find out that his Spear of Twilight is a crone sword, and he dies, and he gets stabbed with it, and Yvraine brings him back and all that. And as much as I can't stand the Yanari, Iandan is now really keen with the Yanari, so I need to think about my fluff with the army there. I don't particularly like the models, don't like the fluff with them. They took out a craft world. That's not cool. That isn't cool. Even though Biltan, not my thing, but it's not cool. You don't take out a craft world. But yeah, so Uriel and that are all in with them. But it just gives you that little bit of extra detail, which I like. So yeah, it goes on with all the units. Again, guys, you can get much better detail of this stuff from probably Striking Scorpion 82 is probably the best one. Gives you some paint work of them. Goes into a few examples of detachments. I mean, the Yandon one, it's got a converted Spirit Seer to look like Iana Arianal. I think that's the name. Arenal? Something like Arenal. And then there's obviously 3 sets of Wraithos around us, and that sort of says that this is this kind of detachment, and you get this command point and whatnot. So yeah, so that's gives you a bit of an insight into that, and then it goes into the war host, so what your abilities are, so Ancient Doom, Battle Focus, which we all knew anyway. Path of Command, which is a new one to me. I don't know if that was in the index. So my warlord now gets a 6+, a 6 up, Feel No Pain. So yeah, and they get to reroll failed hits of 1. That was definitely there. I don't know if the Feel No Pain thing was in there, so comment below if it was. Again, guys, just before we carry on, do subscribe if you like the stuff. These videos are all out for newcomers. I'm a newcomer myself. I've only played I think less than 10 games. I've only won 2, but I'm learning as I go along. So I'm going to get stuff wrong. I want you to join in. Comment below, of your experiences of new stuff and how you've got into it and all that kind of stuff. Comment on codexes, and whatever, and just your experience of the Eldar. Yeah, like I said, this generally will go out to newcomers. So if you're new to the hobby, get involved. Send me a comment below, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, guys. Love to hear from you. As much as I do love people saying, great video, keep them coming, would like to get some conversations going, guys. So yeah, so subscribe. So yeah, and obviously, then we go on to all the units and their stats and whatnot. Yeah, and you got it tells you then you got the Forge of Vol. Forge of All tells you all about the individual weapons, even though they're in the data sheet. So yeah, more artwork, and then tells you about the craftwood attributes. I'm going to be specific for Rhiannon in mine, guys. Again, go to your other. I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there. Kirioth did some really good stuff for the individual craft worlds, but I'm not going to waste your time trying to go into details with stuff I don't really know, or So, 2 seconds, guys. Yeah. Yeah, so like the Eandon one, Stoic Endurance, can never lose more than one model following a failed morale test, which is really good actually, because I was fighting, I don't know if it was Chaos. I think it was the battle I was in last week with Roger, and I took my Scorpions down. They decimated his units, but then in the next turn they I think I lost like 6 of them, and then the rest of them just ran away. So this will stop that, because one will run, and I got, so you lost 6, there's 4 left, one runs, there's still got 3 left. They're not going to do much, but they're going to do something, so that's good. And then you get to double the wounds on your chart for, of your models which have a chart. So it took me a while to get my head around this one. So it's generally use the scale above what you're on. So let's look at, a Wraith Knight. The first one's 13 to 24 wounds. So if you drop to, say, 6 wounds, you'll double that, right? You're still only on 6 wounds, but in your head for the chart, double it, so that takes you to 12, and then actually, so 6 wounds is the bottom one, and then 7 to 12 is the next one up. So you're actually still on that middle bracket. Yeah, so it like I said, you're still going to lose those wounds. You're still only on 6 wounds, but you're not dropping those levels as quick as possible. And we all know things like the Wraith Knight. I know with my Wraith Lord, they're just bullet magnets. You stick one down, that's where they're going to go for, guys. It's a lot of points, even for like my Wraith Lords. It's a lot of points to, and my Wave Serpent actually. So again, it's a lot of points to just be a bullet magnet. It's one of the reasons why I've stopped got rid of the idea of taking a Wraith Knight. But in the other sense, if they're going to spend 2 turns bombarding it, you're going to get to move around all your other units. So that's a good thing. Yeah, so that's the Codex, guys, in a nutshell of 13 minutes. So what I liked all the history. I love the fluff of stuff, guys. I am, one of the things I look up quite a lot. I'm a bit, like I said before, I'm a researcher. Not as a job, but I just like researching things. If I get something in my head, I know everything about it within a week. So the fluff was good. Like I said, I already knew a lot of it. It was just nice to revisit it and go over that stuff again. Yeah, the paint, the artwork, as I said before, was awesome. The bits about the individual models, I haven't read all of it yet, but it just gives you that little bit of more in depth. Like I love Fire Dragons, I love striking Scorpions, so I'll go into it and I'll get a little bit of a depth. I didn't know on the data sheet there was like a little quote for the striking Scorpion, and it gave you the name of one of the Exarchs. So what I'll probably do is when I'm playing a game, I'll name that character like I've named my Farseer Eandris Ulthanesh. Eandrish because obviously Eandon, I'll just put Idris at the end of it, and then Ulthanesh because it's one of the main houses on Eandon. So yeah, then just little things like that I like. It's why I take Prince Uriel over an Autarch. Autarch's a hell of a lot cheaper than Uriel, and they do a hell of a lot more. But I just like the name characters. I'd take Elrond, I think his name is, if I could, but I can't fit him in my army. And to be fair, I'd rather take the Skyrunner. So yeah, what I didn't like so much with the Codex, it wasn't really anything I didn't like. What I didn't like in terms of the Codex is, how do I put it? I didn't like that the limited edition one was £35 extra for this cover to look different. I think the cover would have looked, well, you've seen the cover on the website. There was nothing extra in the book. There was no extra incentive for me to pay £35 extra for that. And I'm not one to shy away from spending money. With hobbies, I'm a bit of a, my wife has to rein me back because I was going to buy that special edition, and then she was like, "Well, justify £35 extra for it," and I couldn't, so I didn't buy it. So, but I would have. But in hindsight, yeah, I would have really liked it because, in my opinion, if you got someone that's got the special edition, they're the balls. They know what they're doing. It just gives you that little bit of a bragging. I don't know. You just look a bit better, and I would have liked that, considering I'm so terrible at the game. Um, but yeah, I am gradually going to buy all the dice, just because again it's Eldar, and I like my aspect warriors, and I've got some fire dragon ones, so when I'm rolling for my fire dragons, I'll use those dice. But yeah. So yeah, other than that, like I said, there wasn't anything I was overly disappointed with. So yeah. So moving on, what we got? Points. Okay, so those of you that don't live under a rock and have YouTube, where's my points? There they are. The points have reduced. My army was at 2,000 points, bang on, and I thought I might get maybe 100 points just through the drops through what I was looking at. I managed to save 230 points by doing nothing. They just dropped. Now 230 points is a lot of points. I mean, yeah, I could put. At the moment, I'm playing with Banshees because they're just a unit I've got, but I don't plan to take them in my main army. But I could because I've got these 230 points. I could take another Wave Serpent. I could take some Guardians, anything near enough. I think, yeah, I could take another set of 5 Wraith guys with D-Scythes because that comes up to 225. Yeah, so I could. That's a lot of points. I mean, we'll run through it. I mean, the Farseer, I saved 38 points, dropped 38 points. Shining Spears, dropped 37 points. My Wind Riders with Scatter Lasers dropped 21 points. My Wind Riders with Shuriken Cannons, 12 points. Uriel dropped 4. I mean, so 100 points for Uriel. That's a steal. I know we've gone through if you go through the Tactica, look down, I'm sure the Tactica's down there somewhere for Prince Uriel. He's not the greatest, but never mind. But 100 points for him, steal. What else did I save? Striking Scorpions. I actually triple checked this. I saved 58 points. They went down from 210 to 152 points. It's just madness. It's not madness. It's great because I get more points. What else? Wraith Lords, not the one that I've got hooked up, but the new one that when I get it and set it up, it's 15 points cheaper. Wave Serpents. I had one. Is it the one? Yeah, the one that I take on the I've got on the table, which has Shuriken Cannons, Twin Star Cannon, Crystal Targeting Matrix, and did have Vectored Engines, but I've got rid of that for Spirit Zones. 34 points. And all this added up to 230 points, guys. That's a lot of points. So, yeah, I couldn't believe it. So what this moves us on to our third points. What do we take? What extra am I taking? You're probably thinking, like I don't have many Guardians, don't have any Avengers, any of those those sort of cheapo units. I'm not taking them. With the Eldar, you've got a wide range of units. I like those aspect wise. I love them. I also love that the Wraith, as an Iandon player, you've got to take Wraiths. So the first thing we've got to go in there is the Spirit Seer. It's dropped in points. It gives rerolls of 1. I think let's just double check, because I can, because I've got a Codex. Where is it? I have it labelled somewhere. I'm getting there, nearly there, guys, nearly there, don't worry. Is it that one? No. Is it? Yeah, that one. No. No. What's that one? That's Farsi. Yeah, so rerolls of friendly craft forward spirit hosts within 6 inches. So I mean, in my army, I'm planning on taking 2 units of, or 1 unit of Wraith Gun and 1 unit of Wraith Blades. So yeah, put them in. Originally wasn't going to, but then I looked at some of the psychic powers. If you merge him with the, which ones did I pick? I think I picked Enhance, which allows, oh wait, hang on guys, sorry, terrible videoing, I know, I'm not as skilled as other people. There it is. No, it's not, it's there. So Enhance, add 1 to hit rolls, so which means that my guys go down from a 3+ hit, sorry not guardians, the Wraith Guards or Wraith Blades go down from the 3+ to hit to 2+ to hit, re-rolling on 1s, yeah? So you know, the only thing you're going to miss on is a 2. But if you take one of the stratagems, which we will go into more detail later, which it is, where is it? Where is it? I don't know, but yeah, it increases that range from 6 inches to 12 inches, and then you get to reroll all failed to hit. So these guys are going to hit. You know, so it's great. So yeah, I've decided to go for a spirits here, just for that. So that took up, how many points did that take? That took 45 points. So to get those wraiths into combat, give them an extra hit, it's really good. And then, right, so that left me with 170 some points. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. So I've decided, because I like the model, I like the fluff. I'm actually literally just before I started reading the video, I was going to start reading his fluff, but I thought I'd better do the update. I am going to go with Fugan, the Phoenix Lord, because we talked about in the last Bat Rep update about my fire dragons getting minced. So what I'm going to do, because he's got 6 wounds, I'm going to double check this as well, because I don't want to give you false information, because that would make me a terrible YouTuber and information for you fans. So yeah, 6 wounds, 4 attacks, 2 up save. Yeah, I think he's a boss. I actually prefer him to Azurman. The only thing I think Azurman gains on him is that invuln save, whereas Fugan doesn't have that. Doesn't have any kind of invuln save, which is a shame really. But yeah, he's got a should so you can reroll wound rolls of 1 in the shooting attack against monsters and vehicles. Last of Fall, so whenever roll a d6 whenever he suffers a wound or mortal wound, so on a 5 up he ignores the rule. So he's kind of got the invuln save, he's got that 5 up save, so it's like a feel no pain again. You know, Azurman, I think he had it was a 4 if it was ranged and a 5 if it was in combat, or the other way around. But yeah, so he's got something to try and keep him alive. You can reroll failed hit rolls of 1 for Fugan's ranged weapon and for those of the friendly fire dragons. That gives them that little bit extra oomph. And then Unquenching Resolve at the end of the first fight phase. This is the key one. So bear in mind his strength is 5 and his attacks is 4. So at the end of the first fight phase, in which Fugan lost 1 or more wounds, his strength and attack characteristics increased by 2, and these last for the whole game. So his strength goes up to 7, which is major, and his attacks go up from 4 to 6. You know, I mean, and if we look at his melee, it's a fire axe, which is strength user, so it goes up from 5, which is pretty good anyway, to a 7. You know, so you're going to be generally wounding on definitely 3s, 2s if it's infantry, but I don't think there's any reason to get into combat with infantry with him. He's more vehicles and monsters. So minus 4 AP, so whoever you fight is going to be going to an invuln save with a goddess, and it's D3 damage. And you do that 6 times, you know, let's say he hits on 5, wounds on 4 of them, you know, that's 4 D3 damage. So you could possibly do, hang on, 3, 6, 9, so 12 damage. That's pretty good. But yeah, so the reason I'm taking him is because if I stick him with the fire dragons, I think people are going to target him. Now you're thinking, oh, well, he's a character, you know, now I'm going to stick him in front of them. All right, because they're going to target him because they ain't going to want to get him into combat over the fire dragons. So, you know, the fire dragons can sort of soften him up. He sort of softened the target up because they've got a 12 and 18 inch, you know, wave serpent, drop him down. And then he sort of soaks up that firepower and a 2+ save, and he's ignoring wounds on a 5+ as well. You know, please comment below if you think this is complete madness, but I think it's genius. You know, no one's going to expect you to stick a character in front of something, but the end game is keeping those fire dragons alive to do more damage. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Plus, if all goes Pete Tong, we have the where is this? Fire and phase stratagem, which is 1 command point, so it's all right. After shooting with a unit, you can move up to 7 inches. So if we were to say try and be tactical in terms of when they get out the wave summit, if there's some terrain around, drop them off. You know, they fire Fugan, you know, we think, oh, maybe Fugan's not going to get there, duck them behind some terrain. Hopefully there's a window or 2 in there so they can fire next time, or just duck out again. You know, so there is method to my madness. So yeah. Oh, and also with the extra points, guys, I'm going to take that extra fire dragon because I've got 6 of them, but I was having to drop down to 5 to keep my points. But now obviously I can go back up to 6. So again, they're just invaluable. I mean, where are they? Wind Riders, Wraithblades, Fire Dragons. Hitting on 3s. They're Assault 1, a fusion gun, or Firepike 12 inches for a fusion gun. So 5 of the guys that's firing that. The Firepike's on 18 inches. They're 8 strength, guys. minus 4 AP, D6 wounds. You know, you go up against a tank if you can get close enough, or a monster. I mean, and that's what I struggled with last week. There was a Demon Prince. I fired him. They you know, I took 5 of them, I think. So odds on, miss 1.5. So we'll say like 3 went through. You know, and D6 he in-run saved something. You know, so I think 1 went through, and maybe it might have been 2, and I got it like a 3 and a 2 on the roll to wound. So it's not great, but you know, you've got to take them. You know, if I'm thinking, I probably could. They've got this assured destructions where on monsters and vehicles. I don't know if the Demon Prince is a monster, but yeah. So that is what I'm adding, guys. Wrong one. There we are. Yeah. So they're the additional units I'm looking at. Again, like I said, if you disagree, comment below. Let's hash it out, because you know, as much as you know, winning's not everything. I'm honest to God, guys. I played that game last week against the Roger with his chaos. Loved it. I loved it. It went right to the end, and the only reason he beat me was because he tabled me. But it was great. We had a good time, and that's what this hobby is about. It's not always about winning, you know, but you do want to be competitive to a point, you know. And so, yeah, just comment below, see what you think about the added units. I think the synergy will work quite well with this. Cool. So, stratagems, guys. Where are we? So, Like I said, I've got about 12, which I think are worth the points. I'm just going to run down them. Yeah, excuse me. And we'll see what you think. Again, comment below, see if you think that the pants not worth the points. Yeah, I mean, bear in mind, because my army, it's not battalion or all that kind of stuff, you know, I'm only going with 5 command points. At the moment, I'm only running 4 because I've got the 3 for being battle forged, and then I've got a vanguard detachment, so I'm 4. So I've got to be careful with how I use them. But yeah, so we'll go. So we've got guided wraith sight, which is 1 command point. Oh, and that was the one with the spirit seer. Sorry, I completely missed it. The spirit seer's spirit mark increases to 12 inches, plus reroll all failed to hit rolls. So you know you got some wraith guard, wraith lords, whatever. Keep them in that bubble. You make you gotta maximize that damage that you're gonna do. And the only way you're going to do that is by maximising your shots and your wounds and that. So you've got to get those through. But it's 1 command point, so like I said, I do plan to use it when I get my Wraith Guard and Wraith Blades up and down. I think that will be a must for me. So the next one is Tears of Aisha. It's 2 command points, and it's Wraith Constructs regain D3 wounds. D3 would be better if it was D6, but then I don't think it would be 2 command points. The reason I've gone for that was because, again, Wraith Constructs, anything big, it's a bullet magnet. 2 command points is a lot, especially for myself. Like I said, I've only got 4, but my Wraith Lord was taken out by turn 2 last week. So just to be able to have that extra little bit of, if it's all going pear straight, and I need that thing to sort of stay where it is so I can get other units into positions where I need them. Yeah, I'm going to take it. And do remember, guys, Path of Command gives you, on a 6+, you get to get that command point back as well. So I've got 4 command points, so it's not highly likely that I'm going to get that. But you never know. Roll the dice. Yeah, so that's 2 command points and it's D3 wounds. So on average, you're going to get 2 wounds back on average, maybe. So the next one is Phantasm. That's 2 points, and you get to redeploy up to 3 Azurani units as described in the deployment phase. So in other words, when everything's all set up, you go Phantasm. 2 command points. You get to take up to 3 of your units and put them somewhere else on the battlefield within your deployment rules. Yeah, it's going to be handy. It's learning the game tactically. Yeah, you're going to want to find best ways to get your units into battle. Next one, which I would definitely be using, is Cloud Strike. 1 command point. Put a vehicle in the cloud, vehicle with a fly key rule in the clouds. Bring it down like a deep strike, 9 inches away at the end of your movement phase. It does say any movement phase. So I will clear this up with Connor at Warhammer Dudley, and whether it's still got to be within the first 3 turns, but it does say any. So yeah, and if it's like my Wave Serpent, I'm going to be shoving units in there, so they're all going to come down. Yes, that Wave Serpent's got to take some hits that turn before you can get stuff out on the next turn, but quid's in really. Can't complain with that. But 1 command point as well. Done. Forewarned. I think it's forewarned or forward. Forewarned. 2 command points. Whenever the enemy deep strikes, you can immediately fire at that unit if you can see it and you're within 6 inches of the Farseer. Yeah, so deep strike comes down, you're within 6 inches of the Farseer. Can't complain. That's easy pie. Yeah, unparalleled mastery, I think that is. I can't read my own writing, guys. It's terrible. It's 1 command point. Sorry, the last one was 2 command points. So this next one is 1 command point. If the Farseer passes his last psychic roll, you can attempt to do another one. Yeah, so leave smites or last. feigned retreat, which is 2 command points. A unit can fall back and still shoot and charge, which is really good. So for example, Banshees do not take Overwatch because the Banshee masks. If you charge them in, hack to pieces what you can. It's great. It's their turn then. They're going to have to pile in. So they're all in a nice little area for you. If you survive it, come out. Is it 1? No. Yeah, come out. It's 2 command points, so it's expensive. Come out, fire at them, charge them. No Overwatch, especially if they're flamers. That's always good. So yes, that's that one. Then you've got lightning fast reaction, which is 2 command points, -1 to hit rolls in shooting or fight phase when targeted. So it's only for that phase, which is expensive for one phase. But if you want something that's going to stay on the table, you might need to do it. I did have web-based strike. I've crossed it out because it's set up 1 or 2. 1 for 1 command point, 2 for 3. Infantry or biker units in the webway, set them, and then you can obviously like deep strike them when you want it after the movement phase. I haven't really got the infantry. Got scorpions. I'm going to do in the shadows. My at the moment, banshees and fire dragons are in the wave serpents, so cloud strike. Yeah. When I get my whole army, I have 2 wave serpents, both wraith guard, wraith blades in either one. We'll shove them up in the cloud. I'll spend the 2 command points on that. You're then thinking, what about the dragons? I'll leave them right nice back. We'll just get the wave serpent to come back and pick them up if need be. Again, you've got Fugan with them, so he can help them out a little bit. Okay, so then you've got, I think that's overload enemy. Overload something. So anyway, it's 1 command point. You can reuse your serpent shield. So when you blast it off and the nearest enemy unit takes D3 mortal wounds, but you can only use it once. Or at the end of your fight shooting phase, use it again. So can't complain. Yeah, if it's ready to be blown to smithereens, would be great. I had mine on 2 command point, two wounds left. Completely forgot about the serpent shield. It was his turn next. I knew it was going to go, so could have just serpent shielded it off, done some damage. Yeah. So then you got fire and phase. So after shooting, so this is the 1 command point. After shooting, move your unit up to 7 inches. Like I said with the fire dragons, fire them, get them into cover. They're fine. And then the last one was ruins of witnesses. 2 command points. Unit within 6 inches of the farseer can reroll failed wound rolls of 1 until the end of the phase. I've crossed that one off because I don't see the point. So yeah, so those are the ones I would really look at, guys. For me, that's what would work. So yeah, like I said again, comment below, see what you think. Tell me I'm wrong, please do, because it will help me out as well. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so that's the stratagems. Okay, so surprise news. All right, so this week, Thursday, I'm playing Roger again against his Chaos. Touch wood. That is the plan. And George, who I blew to smithereens 2 weeks running, not that I'm bragging, has kindly offered to record. We'll see how it goes, because if it's terrible, I just won't use it, guys. I don't want to give you unnecessarily shoddy stuff. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Especially considering I'm with my phone, it might just say, yeah, can't record anymore and we're screwed. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But hopefully it'll work, and we'll be able to show you some actual footage of a battle. So with that, like I said, I'm taking on Roger and his Chaos army. So the plan, I've already picked out my stratagems that I'm going to sort of really focus on. So 1 command point, bearing in mind I've got 4, and rerolling 6s to get them back, which is unlikely. So 1 command point, Cloud Strike, Wave Serpent, in the cloud with the dragons, with the banshees. Get them in there. We'll get them on. Bear in mind also this the my scorpions are also going to be in the shadows. So the only thing I'm actually going to do, oh, Uriel will be in that serpent as well. So bear in mind, the only thing that's going to be on the battlefield will be my Farseer on the wave bike, the 3 sets of scatter bikes, one set of 3 scatter bikes, and a human. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. What else have I got? I've Tears of Aisha. So for 2 command points, Wraith regains 3d wounds. So the Wraith Lord, like I said, it's on there on its own. It's probably going to take a bit of a pounding. So at least it's an option to sort of give it that if we need to save it for a later stage. I was also earmarked Phantasm, which is No, I haven't. No, forget Phantasm. Not be doing. I could use it based on what the deployment stage is. So Phantasm again is redeploying up to 3 Azurani units as described in the deployment. So last week I was in the centre, he was in the 4 corners. It wouldn't really have made any difference to it, but it's an option. But like I said, because of Cloud Strike, I've probably only got, I have only got 4 units on the table. So to move 3, and again that would take 3 of my 4 command points. So what else we earmarked? Feigned Retreat, so a unit can fall back and still shoot and charge. So yeah, again 2 command points. So a lot of these are 2. These last ones are 1. So Overload enemy, so that's the Serpent Shield 1, and then Fire and Phase, so fire and then get in. So obviously we don't have Fuga at the moment, so the Fire Dragons will, hopefully we can get them into some cover after they're fired, and it might just save them for a little bit. Get them near Azurman as well, get him close to them, that gives them a 5-up in-run save as well. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, that is it, guys. Like I said, let me know what you're thinking. I did have a conversation with someone about the Fire Dragons in the week after the battle, the what kind of battle report we did. But yeah, and it was nice to just chat about what works and what not. So yeah, please let me know. Yeah. And also, what did I? I mean, we can go to. The other things in obviously the Codex very briefly. You've got the. I didn't sort of discuss these at the beginning. I completely forgot. Stratagems. You've got the Warlord traits. So I will be taking the Fate's Messenger, which adds 1 to the wound characteristic of Warlord. So Uriel will be go from 6 to 7, which is always good. In addition, each time the Warlord loses a wound on a 6, so you get that. So 6 is to fail wounds. I didn't like the Eandon Warlord trait. Enduring Resolve, the Warlord gets to deny 1 psychic power. I've got a Farseer, and I will have a Spirit Seer for that job. So there we go. Tough. Remnants of Glory. I will take the Citronome of Eandon when it comes into I get my Wraith Guards, Wraith Blades, and the Spirit Seer, and that in effect allows me to increase the double the attack, the attacks of the Wraith constructs within 6 inches of the Spirit Seer, which will do. Hold on a second. This is where Wraith Blades are going to be awesome. And you again comment below, because you might tell me that I'm talking a load of rubbish. So where are we? One more. Yeah. So Wraith Blades have 2 attacks. Yeah. Citronome goes off. 4 attacks. Right. They've got Ghost Swords. So each time bearer fights, you can make 1 additional attack with this weapon. So that goes to 5 attacks. Also, Fires of Wrath. Add 1 to the attack characteristic of models in this unit's turn when they charge. So you now have 6 attacks with +1 strength, -3 AP. Yes, there's only 1 damage, but you got a unit of 5. 5 times 6, 30. 30 attacks. Yeah, they're 3+ to hit. All right. Spirit Seer. No, hang on. The Stratagem. No, Psychic Power. Enhance. drops that down to a 2+. Right? Spirit Seer is there, re-rolling hits of 1. If you want, you get off his Guided Wraith Size, which now increases his Spirit Mask to 12 inches, and you're now re-rolling all failed wounds. So they are all going to hit. That's 30 attacks. At strength 6. You're going to get some. Even if you're getting something that's mega high, and you need 6s to hit, which would have to be 6. So it'd have to be strength toughness 12, which I'm sure isn't unheard of. But that's still, you've got 30 of them. You're going to average 5. So yeah, it's going to do something. They're going to do something. So get them in, kill, kill, kill. So that was the Cyclone at the end. But the bad thing is each is it each model? Each Eandon Wraith construct unit that was affected by the Cyclone suffers D3 mortal wounds. I will clarify this, guys, at a later date when I actually use it. That says unit. I was in the impression it's model. So if it's unit, it's great. I'm only going to lose 1 Wraith Blade because they're 3 wounds. 3. If you've got a 5 or 6. So that's good. That actually makes more sense to me. A unit would be better, but we'll see. But yeah, because I haven't got all those units at the moment, I will be taking the Phoenix Gem as my Remnant of Glory, which is the first. Okay, so this is cool. Hang on, this is Uriel that's got it. So the first time this model is slain, roll a d6 for each unit, friend or foe, within 3 inches of this model. So get him into combat on his own with loads of people around him. Yeah. So each unit within 3 inches. On a roll of 2 or more, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So yeah, so let's say there's 2 units around me. We've charged 2 units. Both of those units on a roll of 2 more or more, yeah, which is highly likely, except for me because I roll lots of 1s. Damn. Anyway, they get D3 mortal wounds. If at least one if at least 1 mortal wound is inflicted, which it will, because on a 2+, yeah. If at least 1 mortal wound is inflicted as a result of this, then this model, so Uriel, is not slain, but remains in play on a single wound remaining. Great. And we're also re-rolling those for his Warlord trait. If he's taken, say, 6 wounds or 5 wounds or whatever, to roll 5 dice or 6 dice, whatever, and on a 6 we get another room back. Great. We probably would have done that before he died, so forget that bit. Don't worry. But yeah, then we'll just ship him out. Or as I like to do, just take him out, take whatever out in a blaze of glory. So that would be good if you were charged. If Uriel's gone in, hacked to pieces some people, then your opponent has then charged loads of more units in, taking you out. Ah ha ha! I have the Phoenix Gem. Boom. And he's back with 1 wound as well. So you get to attack on the next turn, which will be really good. I'm not going to go through. Well, I'm not going to go through all the psychic powers, guys. Just very quickly, with my Spirit Seer, I'll take Enhanced Drain. Not Spirit, yeah, Spirit Seer, because that's Runes of Battle. Yep. So enhance. Choose a friendly Azure unit within 18 inches of the psychic. Add 1 to his hit rolls in the fight phase. Yep. And then drain. Choose an enemy model within 18 inches of the psychic. Your opponent must subtract 1 from all hit rolls that unit in the fight phase as well. So that's good. And then for the Farseer, they've got 3 new ones: Executioner, Will of Azure, Azuran, and Mind War. I'm ignoring these. Again, please tell me if you think I'm stupid. But I'm gonna stick with Guide and Doom, because to be fair, Executioner is a walk value of 7, and it does D3 mortal wounds. Surely that's just Smite, or similar to Smite. So why would I try and roll a 7 when I can roll a 5? Yeah, cool. Will of Azuran, it's a value of 5. If manifested a friendly Azure automatically pass morale tests. Yeah, but I'm a Yandan, so I only lose one model if I fail a morale test. Pretty pointless to me. And then Mind Warp, right. Mind Warp looks really good. But look into the stats of it, guys, right? Most people, it focuses on characters, yeah? God, we've gone 50 minutes. Okay, all right. Most units that are characters are 9 leadership or above. Your Farsi was 9 leadership against a unit that's 9 leadership. So all this is a basic roll off. Yeah, if you lose, nothing happens. So it's a waste of a roll. If you win, you know, he's going to get 1, for example, and you get a 6, that's 5. So that's 5 more wounds, which is great. But what are the chances of it being that different? Not high. You know, if you get a 6 and he gets a 5, you only get 1 more wound. I just don't see the point, guys. Really don't. I would rather take Guide, where I'm re-rolling failed hits, and Doom, where I'm re-rolling failed wounds. Makes more sense, because you got to kill these things, so you want the best possible way to do that. Again, tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but I don't think I am on this. But I could be. So yeah, so that's it, guys. It's 50 minutes of a weekly update. Mostly because we've just gone through the Codex, guys. So I do apologise. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you for our Bash Rep. And I will try and get the Tactica up this week as well. So once again, guys, subscribe, comment, click the bell, and all that rubbish. And I will see you next time. Ciao. Hi guys, I know we finished the update, but very quickly, just want to let you know, you already probably do know, Tyranny Codex is up for pre-release sale Saturday. Gamesworks going to do all the same with like what they do with the Eldath, the Yandan, and the Beortan, so it'll be Kraken, Leviathan. I don't play cards, so what that means is hopefully George round 3. So we can get, we'll have to find someone else to record that one, mate. But yeah, it'd be good to see Eldar versus Tyranids with a Codex. If he gets it, because he's painting up some orcs at the moment, which, to be fair, the end don't like them either. So we just don't like anyone, to be fair. We'll take anyone, all comers, you name it, we've got it. All right? See you later, guys. Bye.